What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok bottom video, and we just gonna hop right into it. Hey, don't be talking about me and my job Morant shit going on right now, bro. That's just how y'all gonna have to get it today, bro. Anyway, so today I'll be doing an update on a video. Actually, it's technically the most viewed viewed video on my channel, but I'll be doing an update on the death of Adan, well, I don't know fuck his name, Adan Manzano. So if y'all don't remember, he was the reporter, the Kansas City reporter that ended up dying right before the Super Bowl. Basically, I'll just get into the whole scene and what happened in the updates that we have been given. So I will say first that I was correct on what ended up happening, but I'll get into that part a little bit later. So now before this was the picture painted, that we were able to connect him and a woman named Danette Colbert. Danette Colbert is known as basically a Bourbon Street hustler, and this is something she does. Not, I ain't gonna say does on a regular, but something she is familiar to, as she has actually been charged with drugging men before. So Adan and Danette are seen entering his hotel room, and then at like 5 a.m. Danette is seen leaving, and no Adan, no sign of him at that moment in time. And she later used his credit cards, and she attempted to use his credit cards and other things of sort, but couldn't because she had an incorrect pin. Obviously, she wouldn't know the nigga pin. She just met him, so yeah, that's the picture that was painted originally. So obviously at that time we didn't, know what happened. But as I said, I was right because I predicted even then. I said that it just sounded, especially with her history of drugging men, it just sounded like she had tried to drug him, or yeah, attempted to drug him, and end up accidentally giving him too much, and and she was really just trying to rob him the whole time. But she ended up accidentally killing him instead of putting him to sleep for a little bit. So yeah, we see what end up happening with that. And originally, she was charged, my bad, with property crimes of simple robbery, which is in Louisiana is up to 7 years, access to device fraud up to 6 months, legal transmission of monetary funds up to 10 years, bank fraud up to 10 years, and computer fraud, which is up to 5 years. So, like I said, that's what she was originally being held on, and they upgraded that to second degree murder, or well, added second degree murder on top of that. So this what has been added since we were last here. So he was found. Obviously, they know he's a dead man now. All right, rest in peace. That they upgraded to second degree murder. So he was found face down in a pillow, and they say he had no levedity. I hope I'm saying that right. Around his mouth. Now you are unfamiliar with levedity. Levedity is referring to a discoloration that a dead body end up having. Usually the only reason it wouldn't have levedity for some reason if it was in water, or it's like really right after he died. So I would assume from, well, obviously if they waited to 5 a.m. and I don't know. I can't. It's really weird on the assumption, because the police have also came out and said they don't know the manner of his death. So obviously she what end up giving her the upgrade to murder charge is his autopsy and what was the cause of death, but they don't know how this end up happening and him being face down, found with no levedity around his mouth. So what they end up being found in his system, and what caused his death was a combination of things. It was Xanax, alcohol, and obviously the position we was in, because if you're face down in a pillow you can't breathe. So they said, as far as Xanax, he only had 25. I forgot how to describe it, my fault, but diminished, I forgot the units of measurement, but he had 25. And they basically said that this was actually not a served amount of Xanax. People who are prescribed Xanax, they said, would take 30 on the day, and then people who usually overdose on Xanax are like somewhere over 100. So the amount of Xanax he had in his system alone wasn't OD and wasn't what caused to kill him. Secondly, they said he had a excessive amount of alcohol in his system. They said he had 2.3 blood alcohol level, which is about 3 times over the legal limit. I know in North Carolina it's point 0.8, so I would assume in Louisiana it's somewhere around there too. So it's about 3 times over the legal limit. So the Zan alcohol and the position he was in ended up calling his death. So yeah, the excessive amount of alcohol combined with the Zans, it didn't really have to be over 100. I forgot to use units of measurements again to kill him because he had so much alcohol in the system on top of not being able to breathe. But like I said, that was the autopsy and so what's in the system, what caused death. They don't know how he ended up getting in this position, and I'll explain why that's important later. So another thing we also found out, we found out they arrested accomplice named Ricky White. So they labeled Ricky White as a transient, basically a person who doesn't stay in one place or work too long. And his last address was in Gretna. So he was. They ended up finding a warrant, and they gave him a warrant, and they found him in Hollywood, Florida. And he's currently in. Well, he was when I watched it. He's probably been extradited now, so he's probably back in Louisiana. But at the current moment, he was in Broward County Correctionals, waiting to be extradited back to Louisiana. So he is being charged with those same crimes minus murder. So I'll reread them for you again. Charged with property crimes of simple robbery, up to 7 years. Access to the device fraud, up to 6 months. Illegal transmission of monetary funds, up to 10 years. Bank fraud, up to 10 years. And computer fraud, up to 5 years. So they said they have found correspondence between White and Colbert, but the police haven't released many details outside of the ones I'm really giving you. They haven't really released too much of really how White is connected to Colbert or how they know each other or was he around in the area. They haven't really released anything about White into that sense. They just released that they are arresting him on those charges. So, like I said, at first I definitely said the reason I brought up the thing about the I thought it was gonna be upgraded to murder because yes, but I'm having second thoughts on that. She's been charged with second degree murder. If you don't know, second degree murder is life imprisonment in Louisiana without parole, without attempt at a suspension of sentence and all that. So basically, she'll have to serve that full 25. But with the legal expert, I was just watching some other people like, well, obviously with more legal expertise than I have, that they were talking about that the whole thing about they don't know the manner of death at the moment, I think could be a great point for her defense, or at least getting this downgraded to a manslaughter charge for the simple fact of yes, he had a lot of Xans alcohol in the system, but they cannot prove how they got in his system. At this moment, they cannot prove if she slipped it in his drink or he voluntarily took it. Because if he voluntarily took it, this would definitely be a whole. If they end up proving that he voluntarily took those Xans and alcohol, this is going to be. Well, I kind of assume that he kind of voluntarily drank because I assume that's what she was doing before, trying to get him drunk and get him, open. And then the Xans came later. So we don't know we don't know if he voluntarily took the Xans. That's the issue, because if he voluntarily took the Xans, this becomes probably a whole different case. She definitely still looks bad because she stole his cars and things, so she's still gonna get those charges. But if he voluntarily took him, it looks like a whole different case. But it also already looks funny in that sense because they already got the accomplice with some correspondence. So yeah, but we'll see how it goes from here. Give an update on that case, but I'm not 100% sure if she is gonna get this murder trial at the point. It is very funny that they don't know the manner of death. So yeah, it's gonna be a whirlwind, I guess you can say. But yeah, RIP him. But like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok, on the video, and we out.